So if we have this configuration, Lawrence would define what he wants downloaded to devices once at the server side, and then he would only choose that config and have his devices set up automatically. I wonder whether that makes sense.
Yeah, so the configuration are being set up on the server side, for example, specific cohorts, specific forms and concepts need to be downloaded. It's already pre-configured on the server side, so it's speed up on like choosing those specific, steps during the individual's device app.
Yeah, sure. So here I was now showing you how that is done at the server side. So here I chose what forms I want, the cohort I need, location. So I was going to actually add the location. I've added one location and one provider. And then the concepts. So these concepts at the right side are the concepts extracted from the form, from the encounter form.
Mm-hmm.
But here you can also search additional concepts and add them. So for example, we could say, well, I want weight return visit date and height, and then what else?
So the concepts on the form concepts on the right are those passed from the selected encounter form, right?
Yes.
And now you're choosing some of them to the left?
Yes, so I'm moving. So what will appear here is my selection of what concepts to be downloaded.
Mm-hmm.
So the form concept on the right-hand side is just a convenience. It's to give me the list of concepts extracted from the form, but I don't have to download them on the device. So I have to choose which ones I need.
But would that create confusions, like if we allowed the user to only select, a subset of those concept parts from the downloaded forms, so that they might think some of the observations are not being stored or displayed?
Now, I think now, so the person doing this, I think, will need to be more disciplined, and they'll need to agree what concepts they want, because even currently on the setup wizard, we allow removal of some concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just to clarify that, so currently when you're going through the wizard and you pick like two forms,
mm-hmm.
on the concept page, you'll have all those concepts listed for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically what you do is, if you don't want to download all those concepts, you have to go through the list,
Mm-hmm.
highlighting those that you don't want, and then you delete them.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever remains is what is downloaded.
Yeah, I wonder if we, maybe just for future enhancement, not this version, maybe we should have like a admin configurable option saying that, whether allowed or not allowed to remove those concept parts from the downloaded form template. I'm just thinking out loud, just for like for people, like for more like a new implementers. I think that's another enhancement for both on the mobile side, also on the server side. Just because for more like newer implementers, they might think like, hey, I swear I enter CD4 counts on this form, on this form collection, but then it's not displaying on my on my device, I don't know why it might create confusion. I think maybe we just like put I'm jogging down some ideas just like for future consideration of adding like a layer of like configurable options, whether it's allowed or not allowed.
Well, yeah, I think it would come with what we discussed earlier about roles, about having some settings
Yes.
that can be done by privileged users.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think we can have those ones part of it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so once you've specified all these items and you save, so mine was this CDM configuration. So from here, any user who wants to set up the device, they can use this and download all the items I selected. Okay, so let me switch to mobile. I hope you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so remember, so this new version of mUzima Android is not compatible with the 3 modules, with demo 1. So it works with the merged module.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the version 1.04, just forget about this label. Yeah. Version 1.04 that we released on Google Play is compatible with the 3 modules, but 2.0 will be compatible with the merged module. And I think it will be very good just to make it clear to the user so that they don't confuse things.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I think it would be good that we have this maybe kind of like a write-up page and just put on our website.
Yes. So when you log in, this is the first page you're presented with, and it gives you 2 things. A recommended setup, guided setup with a list of the configurations that are set up, and the second, which is the advanced setup. So if you choose advanced setup, then you go next, it will take you to the current wizard. That is, what I mean by current wizard is what we are used to. So it will take you to the cohorts page where you select your cohort and then you move on to forms and so on. And the other section is the configurations. So if you can remember, we just set up CDM configuration at the server side. And you can choose any other on the list. If the list is long enough, then you can do a search to filter out what you need. So this is the page that I would really want to get feedback on the design. Is that advanced setup would be pushed to the bottom of the page, And then the configurations would be a scrollable list that appears just at the top of it. And then for now, we only support one configuration. So you can only choose one configuration or the advanced setup. So please just take note of the UI. I think if there's any feedback you could give, if there's any improvement we need to make, I think it would be much welcome.
Yeah. So I just wonder if the recommended guided setup is it collapsible? Like, can it? How's it? If you tap on advanced setting, would that become like accordion and then close the recommended screen?
Well, for now it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. So actually we thought we elected to do it this way because if, for example, if we initially collapse them, they're not using the space very well, and it adds an additional click. Like you have to click on guided setup and then you choose what configuration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for now, what we've done is we're just listing all of them, and you can choose advanced and go next,
Mm-hmm.
or you choose a configuration and go next.
So, for example, for this screen right now, is there anything listed after test 3 configuration?
Yes, and you can scroll down.
You can scroll. Okay, that's fine then. Okay.
So maybe what we need is to show a scroll bar.
Yeah. I think if there's a scroll bar, maybe it's more obvious. Yeah. And then just maybe do you mind just to do like a password search so that just for demo purpose, so that it would list out the matching result.
So search for FIG, for example.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So I just want to like for demo purpose, that to show that when you type in password test search, it will narrow down the search result. Yeah. Thanks. I think this is great. I think,
so if you go with the configuration, so you'll pick the config and go next.
This is so cool. I love to see the progress so that user would not wonder what's going on. Yeah. And also it's more clear that in case some parts fail.
Yeah, so as it downloads, so what we are trying to think is how we'll deal with failure. So for example, if you wanted to download 3 forms and you only got 2, so we are still trying to like have a good workflow. Yeah. So definitely on the setup progress, you'll see a failure. So instead of saying okay, you'll see fail. But we haven't decided like how do we handle that other than just informing the user.
Yes. I just wonder if folks from IBMI, program, whether they have any thoughts on this one in terms of like how to, in case like things fail, what would the best way to handle gracefully? Sounds like a no. Okay, that's fine. I was just wondering.
Anyway, so that's it. So once it's done, you click on finish, and the next is the landing page, the dashboard. So as you can see, we are not doing barcode installation. Yeah, we hope the barcode and the other things would also think through the workflow of how those can be added.
Also,
but currently what users do, yeah.
Also, we even package like one of the barcode scanner app as like part of the initial visit, as long as it detects there's no barcode apps being installed.
So, and are you suggesting that we package the APK?
Yes. Yeah. So, the barcode is already packaged with the APK, and then when there is option that when it doing the installation process, and if it detects the existing scanner app in the device, and then it will not reinstall.
How about if users are not interested in
a scanner?
Actually, so the additional apps would include the barcode scanner, the fingerprint, or the mUzima biometrics app, and other applications that we would want included. So I think we really need to think through how those would be added. Because I'm currently, as it is, if you want to use the barcode scanner, it will tell you it's not available, and therefore you have to add it at that point. But for example, if a user is out there in the field where there's no good connection, then they would have a problem using it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, just like throwing ideas. So maybe we could think about it in future. So from the server side, when doing the configuration, for example, CDM can specify that out of the mUzima additions, that is like biometrics, barcode scanning.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, then once they specify, then they are automatically this wizard downloads and installs those apps too.
I think that's I love that idea, Sam. I think that it makes even more sense because like if for program specific, they can configure for the program needs.
Yeah, and we will avoid the case where a device has left the central point where there is internet, gone to the field just to realize that they don't have a barcode scanner.
Yes, I love this idea. So yeah, that may be like an enhancement later on for adding other accessories or pieces options to be configurable from the server side. I love it.
Yeah, so this improvement gives us only, are there 2 or 3 steps? You log in, pick a config, it sets up, and you're done.
So yeah, so one more question on in terms of like I love the idea like have this configure on the server side for scanners or biometric and or any additional features. So what if the apps is already installed and then more like on an ad hoc basis they want to add the scanner or the biometric piece? Does it mean we need to have more workflow need to be included on the app?
Sorry, I don't think I got you right there.
Yeah, for example, like the APK already installed without the scanner, let's say that. So later on, they want to use the scanner. So how can we make sure that the scanner is being linked to the app? The scanner app linked to the mUzima app.
So, Ede, so do you mean like when you are setting up mUzima, there is already the barcode scanner installed. Is that
No,
what
the
you mean?
barcode, no. So like you install the mUzima app without installing any scanner app in your device. And then later on, you need to you want to use the scanner function for the mUzima app. So what is the procedure?
Yeah, so currently what the procedure is, if, for example, you want to use barcode scanner and you didn't install it, so the app will tell you that the scanner is not installed with a question that, do you want to install it? So if you say yes, it will try to go to Play Store and download it for you. So that means you need data, you need connection.
So you just tap on the barcode scanner icon, right?
Yeah, Survive is doing like an example.
So how would that be the same for the fingerprint then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This is great. I love it.
Yeah, so there are quite a number of things apart from this that we have done. So I think we would provide clarification for those who will be testing the tickets.
Yes.
Yeah, so one example that we wanted tested, but it's very difficult for users to like see what's happening. So previously we were downloading forms to the device, and then we passed those forms on the device side and try to download all concepts from that form. So, but now what's happening is when you're creating a mUzima form on the server side, the server extracts concepts for you and includes those as metadata to the form, so that the form doesn't have to spend a lot of resources trying to extract concepts from forms. So it just downloads metadata. And from the user perspective, you won't see any change. So the only thing you realize is that it's a little bit faster because the form is not using more resources extracting concepts. But there's no like workflow change or anything.
I think it would be great if we can highlight those enhancements, you know, like for example, in terms of to reduce the burden on the system admin or user setup if on devices when it's configurable, because now it's configurable from the server side, and so that it reduces the customization doing the device part. I think that's like one big enhancement, right? It reduces so much time and effort. Another part is you know what you just mentioned about the resource processing on you know, passing the concepts on the device, you know, doing it on the device side. Now it's being done on the server side. Those are like a major enhancement in terms of speed and performance.
Yeah.
And then another one, I think you guys also enhanced the speed and performance on the Lucene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of what 1.04.
Yeah. So can you guys just talk about that part? Because I think like some of the students were not there when that was done.
Yeah. So that one, if you had a very large list of clients, and also if you had some clients with a lot of cohorts, I mean a lot of observations or encounters, it would take quite a long time to open that view. For example, if you went to clients tab there, if there was a long list of clients, then you'd see it kind of scrolling for some time before it displays them. So what we did, we made it to, instead of the screen or the UI waiting for the entire list of patients before displaying, then it will display like 10 as it loads more and then displays. So it gradually displays as it loads more. And the same happens with the orbs view. I mean, this one. And also the encounters. This one. So especially, for example, if you had a patient with 1,000 observations, it would take like more than 20 seconds before the page is displayed. And that meant, for example, if you are here and you are moving to this patient summary page, it will take 20 seconds. Then you, before displaying, then you open observations, again it takes 20 seconds. So it was kind of very slow. And therefore we made it to progressively display as it loads more. Yeah, so anyone who wants to test this should set up a device with a long list of clients or clients with several, many observations, like 200 plus. So they would see that currently it doesn't take much long to set it up.
This is wonderful. Yeah, I think it would be great if our master students can help with testing the app, try to beat the app and find some of the area that we should focus on. That would be great. Go ahead.
Yeah. Another improvement that we've made is, you remember the issue we had with a dictionary with multiple languages?
Yes.
Yeah, so, well, I can't demo that one now, but previously, if you are setting up a device on an OpenMRS instance with the concept dictionary having multiple languages, then if you went to the concepts page on mUzima, I wonder if this one can. Yeah, for example, this one. If the dictionary had multiple languages, then you would see a mix-up of languages here, some in French, English, and so on. And that one was partly as a result of a limitation in OpenMRS, because there was no way to specify which language you want the concepts to come in. And therefore, it would send all concepts in all languages, but mUzima would only display the first one. So if the first one was English, then the concept would appear in English. The second one, if it was in French, I mean, for the second concept, if the first language was French, then that the concept is displayed in French. And therefore, it would be mixed up so much. So anyone who wants to see that happen, they could, for example, the app that is on Dropbox, on a Play Store, and connect to an instance using CL dictionary. But if you switch to this new version, mUzima 2.0, you'll see that we don't have that mix-up. And if you change settings on your device and, for example, change to Portuguese, then when you set up the device, it will download concepts in Portuguese.
How about if, for the scenario that originally the device was set up in English, but then later they changed, and then we did the download, so the concept is English, and now they changed the language on the device to Portuguese. Is there a way that the user need to be done to convert the English concept into Portuguese?
Yeah, so for now, we've not done that.
So maybe something we should consider later on.
Yeah.
So basically, like the locale would be the language of the apps, the concept being downloaded would be based on the language being set on the device.
Yeah.
But
And
how,
this.
yeah, I just wonder how it's being done, because like since the concept are being parsed from the server side already, how would we know, how does the device know that? Because since for example, on the server side, when you do the P configuration for the program as English, and so the concept being parsed, from the form templates are being, now is in English, and we want to do the configuration app on the device that with Portuguese. How would what need to be done then for scenario like that?
So once you change your language settings on the device and try to set up mUzima, so it would tell the server what language it's using. And then some made some changes on the server side. We are using the mUzima core module. So when mUzima core module is told what language the device is doing, the device is using, then it would get the concepts and pick only that language and send them back to the device. I hope that's correct, Sam.
Yeah, so let's just maybe take an example of CD4.
Mm-hmm.
So when doing your configuration, we specified CD4 count, but that was in English.
Mm-hmm.
But now the device is in Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
So what the device will tell the mUzima module is, I want CD4 count. By CD4 count, that will be the UUID. So I want this concept, but I want it in Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
So the mUzima core module will go for the same concept, but bring the Portuguese version, not the English version.
So for scenario, that does it mean it might take a little bit more time for that? Because it requires another layer of getting the right locale?
I think it's in fact taking shorter time, because previously, a lot of time is spent during the download. And previously, we were downloading the concepts in all languages. So if the dictionary has 10 languages, then, for example, we would have 10 versions of CD4 concept.
Mm-hmm.
That is a CD4 and all the 10 languages. But right now, the app would say, I want Portuguese, and then it would only receive Portuguese and not the others.
Mm-hmm. So let's say that now it download the Portuguese concepts to the device, and then next was they want also to grab the English locale of the concept. Is it possible?
No. So all concepts would come in one language.
So that means if they want to switch languages, they need to redo the setup.
No, I think that's the question you asked earlier. So what happens when we change our locale on the device?
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't actually thought like all around on that.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you are, for example, if your locale was English,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have your concept, you have your everything on your device, and then you change it to Portuguese. So for now, everything will still be in English. So your device will be in Portuguese, and your user interface will be in Portuguese, because we've already done part of mUzima 2.0 is the localization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when you go to your concepts, they'll be in English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is one of the things that we need to think about, how we are going to take those concepts, and because currently we don't have, so we only have one locale on the device side. So if you are during setup, if your locale was English, on the device we don't have a Portuguese version of that concept.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. So yeah. So I think Sam read my mind. I keep asking the same question. Yeah. I just want to sure I just want to make sure it's clear for me and also maybe for other. So I think Bonnie had a question on the chat asking, was the sync message also fixed?
Which sync message?
Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Is it seen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Where is it? Oh, yeah, so at the top, you see mUzima sync service finished, but then if a user clicks on it, you don't see any details. It just disappears back to the top.
Also, basically that notification is not actionable.
Yes.
Yeah, my experience with that notification, message on the top, it never really worked as it's supposed to be. From my past experience, I don't know, like for you guys, like it did not really correspond very well for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we need to check through our tickets, see whether we have a ticket for that. I think that needs to be fixed. So our notifications currently are not actionable. They are basically messages.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to fix that. Thanks, Bonnie, for that. But I think we need to create a ticket for it so that it doesn't get lost.
Okay, that's great. This is wonderful. I'm excited to see the 2.0. So, Simon, I wonder when you think that we can start to do the internal testing so that, in case anyone is interested, they can plan accordingly and join the testing team.
Yeah, so there are two items that I'm finalizing on, but the one that is more key is, the searching, improving the searching for patients against the server. But what I think, can we set Monday?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take tomorrow and Friday just to finalize this. And next week, anyone can do the testing.
Yeah, I think that would be great so that we can start the, for anyone who's interested in, testing the new app, they can chime in earlier, yeah. That's great.
So is Noah on the call?
Who?
Noah.
I don't see Noah.
Okay.
So I just wonder if anyone have more like questions or feedback for the demo or anything related to mUzima.
Hello.
Go ahead, Bonnie.
Yes, on the yes, the help menu.
The help session.
I think I should just type. I can't hear myself.
We can hear you actually, Bonnie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. So one of the concerns was moving the videos to a mUzima YouTube channel instead of the, I think, the Ocheng channel.
What is being moved to YouTube channel? Can you guys hear Bonnie?
Yeah, I think he keeps muting. Yeah, I think what he's saying, the current help has some videos, and oh, Eda has to go.
Yeah, maybe we can suggest that in the next call, Bonnie can present on help, how far he has gone and what are the challenges, and then maybe we can address them.
Yeah, so next call we focus on help. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Bonnie is having connection issues. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. So what we're saying, it makes sense. We set next call. We do discussion on the help. So, and everyone seems to agree with that suggestion because already time is up. And the help, I think, it requires a lot of discussions because we need to go through it. We need to choose what we want on the help. And also the question is raising, we need to agree on how to create those videos and where to host them.
Okay.
Okay, thanks guys for joining the call. Let's talk again next Wednesday.
Thank you too.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye.